all Jedi warriors, knights, and younglings, to all the ones who are training to become a Jedi. We have lost everything we have. We have lost order. To Order 66. We have lost loved ones, families, and the ones that we care the most. But we have one solution. And that, my friend, is this. Prepare your Jedi Knight training, because you're about to become a Jedi warrior. And you make damn sure you learn how to use that lightsaber like a Jedi. Yup. This game, guys. Wow. This game. I thought I was going to hate this game, but believe it or not, I hate it, but I love it so damn much. And is it going to become Game of the Year contender? Most certainly it is, because this game, wow, it's amazing. And my gosh, Respawn is on fire. Yes, Respawn has a history of awesome games, and they first began with Titanfall 1. The game was amazing, but it lacked a campaign, and it kind of screwed over a few of the player base, all thanks to its multiplayer shenanigans that came in for free, but then later on they charged them because of reasons, because EA wanted to do that. And then later on, 2 years later, they released Titanfall 2, which to me, in my opinion, is one of my favorite first-person shooters in the 2010s. And my gosh, the campaign was amazing. The multiplayer was awesome, but it just needed one last thing. It needed for me to at least create a really huge, cool Titan, which to me, in my opinion, this game missed its mark to becoming one of the greatest games of all time. But at the same time, it is, but it just needed a Titan customization, and it would have been really cool, though. And then later on down the line, we got ourselves a spin-off, which was Apex Legends. And my gosh, it is kind of sort of a continuation, but takes place in the same universe as Titanfall. And wow, it was amazing, though. And then Respawn immediately just turned EA over, and they pretty much like set or should I say a battle royale mode better than Fortnite, and they did. They nailed that out of the park. And then now Respawn, since their very weird press conference back in 2017, they were saying, yes, we are working on a game. It's called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They only a mention, but we don't see gameplay or concept art or anything. And now since May of 2019, they announced a cinematic trailer, and then later on we got ourselves, or should I say, no, it was in February, and then later on in May we got ourselves a gameplay trailer, and my God, it took me by surprise. And yes, I understand, it has Dark Souls elements, and I was worried about that. I was like, please don't let that be related to Dark Souls, and it is, but we'll get to that later though. And I'm happy that they did a few things differently than Dark Souls games, because I'm sorry, From Software and Bandai Namco, I despise your combats, and I despise how the way the gameplay works, because I don't like Dark Souls combat. I don't have the patience for it. I don't, and it doesn't play fair. It doesn't. It does not. And yeah, guys, EA pretty much was messing around lately, even though they kind of screwed off Respawn once with Titanfall 2 because the game did not sell well. They released it between Battlefield 1 and then Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. But now they pretty much changed the game here, because Respawn can also not only make really good first-person shooters, but also they can make a really good and awesome Star Wars game. And look how they did it. They nailed it. And they did, and it will become contender for Video Game of the Year. So let's see what happens from here. So let us begin, guys. Well, even though I just explained who that is, it's developed by Respawn Entertainment, the guys who've made us Titanfall and Apex Legends, and now this one, and published by EA. It's in the game.
EA. It's in the game.
And it is in the game. Everything is in the game. We'll get to that in a little bit, though. So let us begin. The concept. What is this game all about, and what is the story about this? What is this game all about? This game, well, it takes place immediately years after Episode 3, and we are following a lone Jedi warrior, Cal Kestis, performed by Cameron Monaghan. I still cannot believe that this guy This guy went from Joker, or should I say Jerome Balaska from Gotham, all the way to Cal Kestis as a Jedi warrior. And same thing with Mark Hamill though, from Luke Skywalker, a Jedi, to the Joker from the Batman animated series. Mind blown. And it's insane though, right? Cameron?
You know.
Exactly. Well, with that guys in mind, this game, wow, the concept of it is it takes place 3 years. It takes place years later in after Star Wars Episode 3, and Cal Kestis has pretty much like went on the run already, and now is living his life somewhere in an abandoned planet, becoming a worker, and then later on he gets ambushed by the Empire, loses a friend of his, and then after that he pretty much just shows that he's a lone Jedi warrior and is now being hunted by the Empire. And then right here we got to see a new introduction, Siri, and also what's his name, Grease. Wow, these characters in this game are really cool and really awesome, and they saved you from this, and they saved you from getting captured by the Empire and also by the second sister, which to me, in my opinion, she is really intimidating, and wow, she's an edgelord, or should I say an edge woman, how the way you can call it that way. And my God, the way it begins, it's awesome though. It starts off like really cool, like a very cool Uncharted game and stuff like that, and a Tomb Raider game where you're like climbing up and trying to reach place to place, and after that, when shit hits the fan, you immediately just go down and just begin to pretty much like start the journey from there. And you lose a friend, and then you join in with Grease and Siri, and then with right there, you begin your journey to pretty much restore the Jedi Order. And then with that, you start that too. And then the Dark Souls combat. I hate talking about that. And then the Tomb Raider and the Uncharted exploration though, I really liked it though. It's amazing though, and the concept of this game is really amazing though. But let's talk about the story mode, or should I say the campaign mode, which EA keeps saying story mode is dead, and then Respawn's like saying, you know what, EA, hold my beer. Titanfall 2, they delivered a compelling campaign, and wow, it was amazing though. But with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, they immediately shut EA up, and I think after they were showing like, you know, their next project, the EA was like, okay. And then they were thinking, now we're going to have microtransactions in this game? No. Thank you, Respawn, for saying to EA, no microtransactions is necessary in this game like you did with Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. Even though Battlefront 2, the microtransactions are gone. For good. So, I'm happy about that too. And what's so awesome is that the story campaign like immediately takes place after 3 years later after Episode 3. Cal has been being chased off by the Empire, and then the second sister pretty much takes away his friend of his, and then Siri and Grease come in to rescue him, and then with that, Cal and Siri and then Grease right there immediately take him to different places and from other planets to pretty much like, you know, find the Jedi, restore the Jedi though. And then here we finally made ourselves a robot, or should I say BD1. My God, he's so adorable. BD1 is so adorable, and my gosh, I can relate to BD1. But at times, BD1 can be a bit of a clumsy because when I need a stim, it just takes its time. I'm like, dude, give me the stim. But still, I love the little guy though, no matter what though. Despite the odds of that, which we'll get to the gameplay in a little bit though. And the campaign took me like around, to be honest, MK Fire and Ice took like around 12 and a half hours. It took me like around 18 to 20 hours. Yes, the game is really that long, and I'll admit, it's really good. And I have to say that Respawn did an amazing job with the campaign though. Exploring to different planets like Zepho, Kashyyyk. I won't spoil the other planet though because it's amazing though. And another ice planet that I forgot the name of it though, it's going to be down in the description. And that's pretty much about it though. And then you go to different you start on the first planet as a prologue, but you don't go back to it though. And then the last part, you only go to it once, and that's it. It's really good. It's really amazing though. And my God, I'll admit, the campaign is amazing though, and it really shut EA up. It was like, okay, here's a good campaign mode. You're welcome, EA. And EA was like, okay, but EA is EA. Steve Jorgensen, come on, man. You gotta know that. Cal Kestis, or should I say, Joker. wow, his performance here by Cameron Monaghan, absolutely amazing though. We know a lot about it. We do get to know a little bit about his backstory. You only get snippets of it in the beginning, and then later on, when like nearly at the ending, though, you know exactly what actually happens through him. How the way he was trained as a Jedi when he was a little kid, and then later on, what he's been through and all that stuff, and you kind of realize what happened to him right over here. Because I've been asking that question, what's wrong with his neck? You'll know when you see the backstory, though. And after that, the stuff that he goes through here, it's tough though. And then playing him here in this game though, it's really amazing though. We'll get to the gameplay in a little bit though, but the performance by Cameron Monaghan was amazing though. And then also the supporting characters too that show up. Grez, the grumpy little alien guy right over here. Oh my god, he was amazing though. I can't believe my friend met him in person too. So it's really cool that my friend Emmanuel managed to meet the guy and also get to know him though. And then also we got Siri, or I keep calling her Siri. Sari. She is, I don't want to spoil much about her, but she is also a Jedi warrior that has a bit of a dark past though, and is somewhat responsible for the second sister. And seeing like, you know, the stuff that she's been through, and then she has given up the Jedi though, and then she went and request Cal to pretty much help her on the journey to pretty much restore the Jedi. It's interesting though. I don't want to spoil much though, but that's what I'm going to be saying though. So I'll give Cameron Monaghan as Cal Kestis as a great performance, and also the supporting characters too on his side, absolutely amazing. Let's talk about the gameplay. All right, the first 3 hours in this game kicked my ass, and I completely raged like a mother father. Yes, I try to say that PG. You're welcome, YouTube. And wow, it's pretty difficult, and I'll give you guys an example of how the combat is.
I'll get him. He'll be back. Time to stop you for now. You're quick. I'll give you that.
Come here, bitch! I'll get you!
Stop running. Push harder. Challenge me.
Come on! Come on, come on! Eat it!
Yes, it's going to have a bit of a learning curve, but you'll understand it, and you'll pretty much get the hang of it immediately, though. So, I'm absolutely shocked at how this game turned out to be, and I'm actually happy that the gameplay it's fair. It doesn't have an old man meter, which I'm happy, because Dark Souls has an old man meter. One swing takes off a little bit of your stamina meter. One dodge takes away a little bit of your stamina meter. That's not gone. We only have a blocking meter, though. Don't block too much forever, though, because if not, you're going to lose your grip and stuff like that. And I'm happy you can dodge without losing the blocking button and stuff like that, because in Dark Souls games, it doesn't play fair, and I despise Dark Souls combat, and I despise Bloodborne. I don't hate it because the game does not play fair. It does not. But this game, it does. It does. Oh, I gotta let that out. I just don't like Dark Souls combat. I don't like anything related to Bandai Namco or anything related to Bloodborne. I don't know, guys. I just don't like it. Anything related to From Software and from Bandai Namco, no. But Respawn, at least, makes it fair for the combat for you guys, though. And I absolutely am happy that they managed to do a really good job on the combat here, too. But there is a problem. But I'll get to that later on, though, because it ruined my experience and performance-wise. So, the gameplay, absolutely awesome, though. Oh, and speak about it. I was about to talk about it. The lightsaber, you can customize it the way you want. You can change the colors. Well, in the beginning, you only start with blue and then green. I stick to blue from like the beginning all the way to the near end. I changed it to a different color, though, and I absolutely loved it because it fits Cal much more, and it fits his color even more. I'm not calling it that way though, because it's actually how the way it fits for him though. And also, you can customize it the way it is. And thankfully, there's no microtransactions that interferes and stuff like that though. You gotta look for loot chests and stuff like that and hidden areas to pretty much unlock them all. And that's about it though, and thankfully I'm happy about that too. And then you can get ponchos for your character and also different outfits though. What sucks is that I found mostly ponchos and there's only like 5 or 6 outfits that you can have them. I only found 3 out of the 6 outfits for Cal, and then the ponchos I found nearly all of them though throughout my journey though, throughout my 20 hours of my journey. And yeah, I'm actually happy that there's no microtransactions for the customization and stuff like that, and for extra stuff, EA. So, yeah, I'll give that one a plus. Alright then, let's talk about the main villain here. The second sister. Oh my gosh. She immediately...
Going somewhere. I recognize their stance. Perhaps you had some training after all. Who's your master, Padawan? Someone I killed, perhaps? What Jedi gave their life so that you might live?
She's very intimidating. She's sort of Kylo Ren, but a little bit of Darth Vader inside of her though. It's more, she's an intimidating Sith female warrior, and oh my god, her backstory is really interesting that I cannot spoil much though, but when she immediately shows up, she impressed me, and my god, she was intimidating fighting in the very beginning. Then the second fight, the third fight immediately kicks in really much though, and then the final fight between her, let me ask you this guys. Force push, hits, back off. Force push, hit, back off. That's your only solution though. And then also, I don't want to spoil much though, because the final confrontation between you and her, it took a toll on me. It did, and I went crazy and I immediately raged. But thankfully, I managed, and yeah. So yeah, the second sister, amazing though. And then also, there's also other appearances. I don't want to spoil much though, so that's about it too. Alright, let's talk about this. Is this game difficult? Sort of. It has a right balance between difficulty and also a good balance of getting to the players to understand the combat and stuff like that though. So yeah, if you guys have Xbox One or a PS4 game controller, press L1 or LB to block and stuff like that. And then if you want to keep that target locked, you press the right stick and stuff like that. And then after that, you just pretty much try to dodge out of your way. X to swing. Y is a strong attack that pretty much has a bit of a strong attack and stuff like that. And it does have a meter to that too. So not for the regular one for X or for square. You can pretty much just use that though to pretty much hit hard and stuff like that. And then there's also force push, force grab. And there's other stuff that you can get in though and stuff like that, so you can pretty much understand the concept and stuff like that. So it's not as difficult as Dark Souls. I played a Dark Souls game. I'm never touching it again. I'm never gonna play it, and I'm never even gonna mention it too. So this game has a fair balance of difficulty and also a way to pretty much have gamers and also other next generation of gamers to pretty much give this one a try. This game has a fair balance though, but I'll get to one problem in a little bit though, which I'll talk about that too. So the difficulty is fine. So I'm just gonna let you guys know, practice as much as you can, and then later on, after you kind of put in 2 or 3 hours in, you're gonna understand how the way the combat works. But if you have a consistent console, well, it might work for you. And yeah, let's talk about the boss battles. The boss battles, wow, they are awesome though. And I love one particular boss though. I don't want to spoil all the bosses though, but there's 3 side bosses in this game. Actually, no, not 3 side bosses. There's actually around 4. And make sure, guys, to find plenty of stim canisters though, because the stim canisters are your own savior though. And it can pretty much help you out throughout though. I never explained this in my gameplay though, but the stim canisters can pretty much at least fill up a little bit of your health meter and a little bit of your force meter though. And then after that, you can pretty much at least give yourself a fair balance and stuff like that. But you gotta make sure you gotta keep yourself a distance and stuff like that though. So pretty much to get into battle though. And then also about the boss battles though, I liked one in particular that at a specific Moldarth planet. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I've given you a hint on that one. That boss battle was absolutely awesome though, and I'll show you a bit of gameplay though, because the boss battle was just awesome and I had a fun time though. It kicked my ass, but I managed to prevail and I managed to beat its ass down to the ground, and that's what happens in the game.
Okay, I trust you. okay?
And yeah, you saw that coming though, so yeah. So yeah, the final two bosses. I don't want to talk about it, but it kicked my ass. I lost my mind, and Dark Souls combat immediately got in. I don't want to mention it again, but it's true. So yeah, the boss battles are awesome though. It has a fair balance, but make sure to pretty much not get too cocky and too greedy and to attack more. No, take your time. Don't get greedy. Hit them, dodge, and find a way to pretty much overpower them though. So in order to beat them. And also, let's begin with the cons. The game, I never explained the graphics though. How does this game look like? It looks good. But on Xbox One, base Xbox One, it looks like shit! My god, the pop-ups in this game immediately caused me to lose my mind. And it goes less than 30 frames per second though. And what's so bad too is that if you have an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro, the game doesn't stay at a consistent 60 frames per second. It dips down to at least 10 or 12 frames per second down. What the hell? It needed time. It needed time, and I think EA was telling Respawn, can you please hurry up? We need to release this game by November. Can you please hurry up? We need this released up by November. Respawn should have told them, we need a month or less than a month. We need to delay this about less than a month. That way it can stay at a consistent frames per second, though. But EA just pretty much was like, you know what? Release it now. Release it now. Release it now. The game needed about less than a month of time so it can pretty much have a consistent frame rate, though, but I don't know. There's a way you can fix it in the options section, but I did that, but it got worse. And playing it on base Xbox One immediately ruined my experience. And I don't know, I really want to drop the score even lower because of how bad the frame rate and how bad the game looks at times. But, and the pop-ups too, even the characters pop up like this too, like in Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh my god, and it caused me to rage. I'm not even joking, guys. It really ruined half of my experience. But later on, I kind of like got used to it, and I was like, I hate you, EA. I hate you, Respawn. I hate you, Microsoft, with your console limitations and your shenanigans. And then Phil Spencer saying in my mind, buy yourself an Xbox One X so you can get yourself the full experience. Screw you, Phil. I'm not buying $500 console because of that, because you're releasing the Scarlet next year, and you're not going to be making me buy it later on. And then please, do not, I repeat, do not be giving us limitations for the Xbox Scarlet, the PS5. And I know Phil Spencer's not doing the PS5 though, and it's a different company. But please, guys, no more console limitations. It has to stop. For example, iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 9, iPhone 9 Plus, iPhone 10, iPhone 10 Plus, iPhone 11, iPhone 10 Plus. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Seriously. Unleashing the dark side on that one. But yes, that was the only thing that ruined my experience, guys. The console limitations, graphic pop-ups, and it gets buggy at times. And that's it. And it does kind of run a consistent 60 frames per second on Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, but if you set it in a bit of a manageable thing, though. But at times it dips down to 10 frames, but this game just needed time. But EA was like, release it now. Thanks a lot, EA. So yeah, is this game worth buying? Yes. But if you own a base Xbox One and a PS4, you're going to be having a difficult time playing this game. Because this game, the frame rate can destroy your experience a lot. But if you have a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, you're going to be having a great time though. And it's going to stay at a consistent 50 to 60 frames per second. Merely close. At times it might dip to 48 though. But in the end, it's fun though. And to me, in my opinion, this is actually one of my favorite games I played this year, right next to Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Gears 5. This game has contender to become Video Game of the Year of 2019, but who knows, because that hasn't been out yet, though, so let's see what's from there. So yeah, my final verdict for this game, it's difficult, because I'm stuck between two numbers. I really want to give it an 8 out of 10, because the console limitations, the dips, the frame rates, it destroyed my immersion. And at times when combat immediately hits the fan, and then when I get surrounded by a bunch of enemies, the frame rate dips down to like at least 5 or 10. And I immediately lost it. And I lost based on that too. And I got a hang of the combat though, but it did kick my ass a lot, but the frame rate just immediately ruined the immersion. But I can't do that though, because this game, it's one of the best Star Wars experience I have had in quite some time though. And without a doubt, guys, I'm going to have to give this game a 9 out of 10 with a yes seal of approval. And this game sure does have #1 contendership to become Game of the Year. But who knows? The Game Awards doesn't begin in a few weeks though, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing it though, because I'm just tired of console limitations. I'm just tired of like everything that the video game companies are now doing now, because seeing how the way gameplay works and stuff like that, 30 frames per second if you have a base game. And then if you have the other console that's much more powerful, you have 60 frames. That needs to stop. It needs to stop. No more. No more. So yeah, 9 out of 10. This game, guys, I'll give you guys a bit of a warning. If you guys are Fortnite players and you guys want to at least have different changes and stuff like that, try this game out, guys. Give it a shot. You will have a difficult time learning it though, but then right after you put in 3 plus hours in this game, you're going to pretty much understand the combat and stuff like that. But make sure to pretty much, like, you know, find stim canisters, the yellow stuff and stuff like that. And then after that, you pretty much are good. And just make sure, block, dodge. And then right after, like, the enemy is, like, you know, trying to recover from its attack and stuff like that, hit them. That's all it works. So yeah. So that's it, the end of it, guys. I'm about the final video about the other video. I'm thinking about quitting YouTube because YouTube has, I don't know, it's changed throughout these years, and I'm just tired of how the way YouTube gives us limitations and stuff like that. It needs to be PG and stuff like that. And you guys heard me rage in this video, but you know what? I don't care because I had to let it out. This game at times it's fun, but man, when the frame rate comes in, it ruins the experience. So yeah, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna be continuing YouTube, guys. I'm going through some difficult time here away from the camera, and it sucks. So yeah, guys, I can't say much though. So well, anyways, guys, try this game out. Give it a try. That's it, guys. I'll be seeing you guys in the next. Well, I don't know if we're gonna be seeing in the next video. So I'm gonna have to say take care, everybody. And for those who have joined me, thank you. I don't know, guys. Am I switching platforms? I don't know. So I'll be seeing you.